And that teenager is doing a bit better tonight, but still in the hospital after that attack over the weekend. Today, she posted some pictures on her social media. KAKE's Nick Nelson spoke with the girl's sister about her road to recovery. He joins us live in West Wichita with that story. Nick?
Yeah, Deb, the attack happened here on the 400 block of North Dodge on Sunday. Now, we spoke with the teen's sister, and she says she's just looking for answers and for justice. Now, we want to warn you, some of the following photos that we're about to show you, some may find disturbing.
She's smiling. She's in really, really good spirits.
Paris Polite says her little sister, 17-year-old Passion Turner, is on the road to recovery after getting acid thrown in her face during a fight in front of a friend's house. These photos show her face seriously burned.
I look at her as not only my sister, but that's my child. A lot of pain. It hurts. I've been upset every day. Every time I see her face, I can't help but to cry.
Passion is continuing to recover in a hospital in Wichita. However, the family is still looking for answers, and Wichita police are still looking for the suspect.
No arrest has been made. The police have the video. They have everything. I'm not a criminal justice major, so I don't really know how the process works. But I would think that there would have been an arrest by now.
Polite says it was a targeted attack by other teens who know her sister that caused all this pain. Although Passion is expected to get out of the hospital in about a week, her sister says it's still going to be a long road ahead. She hopes telling her sister's story will help spread the word to end the violence.
Go to school, do something different, travel, get a trade. There's so much more to life. And I understand that young people may not get that yet. They have to go through it. Some of them have to bump their heads, but just listen, just do something different.
Now, Polite has set up a GoFundMe page to help with her sister's medical expenses. We'll have a link to that on our website, kake.com. Reporting live, Nick Nelson, KAKE News on your side.
Hearing from the family of a Wichita teen who police say had acid poured on her face last month in an attack. This comes as one of the two suspects in the case makes her first appearance in court today. 12 News reporter Kel Chapman spoke with the victim's family about the case's progress.
Tehrania West, one of two suspects accused of throwing acid on 18-year-old Passion Turner's face in May, was in court today for the first time. She's being charged with felony aggravated battery. Wichita police say the incident started as a fight when a suspect threw acid on Turner's face. Turner later went to a hospital with second-degree burns on her face and neck. The second suspect, Yakira Hollins, bonded out of jail and is scheduled to appear in court on the 20th. Turner's sister, Paris Polite, says she's happy to see action, but that more needs to be done.
I'm happy that something's being done. Do I think it's enough? No. But I am happy that something's being done. I am hoping that once the other girl is caught, that her charges will be much more severe.
Wichita police are working to find a third suspect, a 16-year-old girl from Topeka.
Kansas isn't that big. Topeka isn't that big. So I know that someone has seen her. If you see her, please alert the police so she can pay for what she did to my sister.
And Polite won't rest until justice is served.
The severity of the case and what they did, I don't think that they deserve a slap on the wrist. My sister didn't get a slap on the wrist. She got a burnt face. I didn't take that lightly. I'm not taking it lightly. I'm not letting up. I'm not going to let it go. They have to pay.
In Wichita, Kel Chapman, 12 News.
And the Polite Turner family does have a GoFundMe page set up to help pay for Passion's medical bills. If you'd like to donate, you can find a link to that on our...
All right. Giving all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashimar Kahak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Sincere shalom to the hopeful elect. Okay. We'll title this lesson, When a Woman is Unruly, Bad Things Happen to Her. Okay. All right. And let's get the definition of unruly, right? Unruly. Okay. It says disorderly and disruptive and not amendable to discipline or control. All right. Now, what you just watched was a clip of this right here, where apparently some young 18-year-old girl, okay? She was doing what most of these modern women do best, fighting, engaging in discourse and all sorts of different drama, okay? And she paid the price for it, okay? And, this tends to be a common occurrence amongst the black woman community. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. I'm not saying that it's only the black woman that's out here fighting in the streets, right? Because you got other races that do it too. But that's mainly who you see, when you on the internet, okay, as far as the female gender fighting, you know what I mean? They even got TV shows, where they stuff a bunch of black women in the house and just let them fight to the death. Okay, so this is a part of the black female culture to engage in combat. All right, whenever one of them is displeased. Okay, instead of being rational and talking things out. Okay, a lot of these women will rather take the unruly approach. Okay, and throw hands. All right. And first and foremost, let me say something. All right. Women, okay, are really not supposed to be engaging in combat like that. Okay. That's not traits of a feminine, soft, submissive woman. Okay. I know women that, that are feminine and they've never been in a fight their entire life. Okay. They've never engaged in a fight their entire life. All right. Now you got some people out here that'll say, that's corny. You're weak. No, that's actually smart, especially for a woman. Okay. That shows that a woman has a certain level of restraint, self-control and logic. Okay. That she ain't out here fighting in the streets. Okay. Because on the flip side, I know a lot more women that got that attitude where it's like, if that bitch look at me, if that bitch say something to me, I'm going to just whoop her motherfucking ass. Women on the internet showing up at other women's houses, knocking on the door, dragging the woman out of her own house, fighting on the front lawn. It's like, what the hell have you women become, man? Okay. And by y'all doing that, y'all are showing unruly behavior. Okay. Unruly behavior, disorderly and disruptive. Okay. No discipline or control. All right. And that was the case for this young woman right here. Okay. You see her face. All right. She got into a fight with some woman. Okay. Another young woman. All right. And the woman threw acid on her face. All right. And now she's all fucked up. She's going to be fucked up like this for the rest of her life. Because, yeah, man, that acid, man, that's a very strong chemical right there, man. That's going to pretty much scar you for the rest of your life, man. All right. A lot of that skin, you see the skin that's burnt off on her? A lot of that shit is not going to grow back, man. Okay. She going to be fucked up for her, her whole life. Okay. And that's because she was unruly, man. All right. She was unruly. Okay. You women, you need to stop trying to live your life like men. Okay. Stop trying to be men. Stop trying to handle everything with physical combat, man. That's not ladylike. All right. That's not. And you got a lot of women that are dying. Okay. That are being put to death for engaging in that type of shit. Because these ain't the times. Okay. If you don't have to. All right. These are not the times to where somebody is just going to give you a fair fight anymore. All right. And I'm speaking to the men and the women. Okay. All right. The book of Ephesians talks about redeeming the times because the days are evil, man. All right. People ain't looking to give fair fights anymore. And, okay, yeah, meet me in the alley. You know what I mean? We going to shoot the head up one-on-one. You know what I mean? Fair. A lot of these people out here, okay, are malicious. All right. And some people, they have such a high ego. You know, their ego is so high that they can't fathom losing a fight. You know what I'm saying? So there's motherfuckers out here with guns and knives. Okay. People that'll do all sorts of petty shit, you know, just to protect their own ego, man. All right. So in this time period, you got to be very careful on who you get into, altercations with, man. All right. And if you don't have to, don't resort to physical violence. OK. And I'm just speaking, from advice, man. All right. From advice and experience. If you don't have to, don't engage in physical violence out here. OK. Try to use the spirit. Try to use common sense. OK. Try to talk it through. Now, if you have no choice but to defend yourself, hey, you got to do what you got to do, man. All right. And, if you're in a position to where you're just defending yourself, it's a bigger chance that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai will be on your side because, at that point, you've exhausted every option you can. All right. To quell the situation. But the other person was being a demon. So then the Lord, the Lord could intervene and deliver you from that situation. But, when you got unruly women like this, you don't know if this woman started the fight. You know what I mean? Because you know how these black women are, man. All right. They're running around starting altercations. They running around looking for the smoke. And then when something drastic happens to them like this, then they want to cry wolf and get on the news and want everybody to feel sorry for them. You know what I'm saying? But this woman, she wasn't, she was out of order. OK, she was out of order because women are not supposed to be out here fighting. All right. Pulling each other hair out, man. OK, that's not feminine, man. OK, it's not feminine. All right. Let me get some scriptures real quick. This is we'll get that in a minute. This is what's in the same. OK, yeah. Titus 3:2. OK, this is how you women are supposed to be, man. This is your role as far as behavior for you women. OK, so that way you can prevent situations like this. All right. It says Titus 2:5. It says to be discreet. OK, and what is discreet? Let's get that word real quick. Discreet. What does that mean? Discreet, careful and circumspect in one's speech or actions. Now, a lot of these modern women, OK, especially the black woman, OK, when it comes to altercations, are they careful and circumspect in their speech or their actions? No, a lot of them are igniting and fueling the fire that's already being sparked up. They add fire to the engagement. All right. OK, but that's not, they're out of order for that, man. When the Israelite woman, you're supposed to be discreet. OK, you're supposed to be careful of your words. All right. You're not supposed to be out here trying to engage in physical combat because a woman said something you didn't like. All right. OK, a lot of you women be out here fighting for nothing at all, man. Just like a lot of you niggas out here, man, fighting each other for nothing, man. Motherfuckers have a simple disagreement. Nah, nigga, the color blue is better. Nah, nigga, I fuck with the color green. Nigga, I'm gonna have to beat your ass, nigga. And then it turns into something that's blown out of proportion. This is how a lot of these niggas is dying out here, man. Okay, niggas is dying over, simple debates, man, that they having inside of their house with each other. Niggas is playing video games, playing Madden, and then a nigga score a touchdown, you know, and the next thing you know, these niggas is throwing blows over a game of Madden, and then somebody pull out a gun. You see? All right. So it's disorderly for a man to act like that. How much more a woman? Okay, you're supposed to be discreet. All right. All right. It says, especially in order to avoid causing offense or to gain an advantage. And you know how you can be discreet for a lot of you women? You know, being feminine. See, a lot of you women, and that's the problem with the black woman. OK, she don't know when to shut the fuck up, and she don't know how to let things go. OK, but a lot of you women can avoid a lot of conflicts if you were feminine, because the feminine approach is to quell certain situations or walk away from it, man. OK, walk away from it. You see? And what happened to this woman right here, okay, this is judgment from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, this young woman got judged, okay, because she's probably a nigga woman demon. All right. Okay. She probably listened to NBA YoungBoy and you know, she do all the little TikTok trends. She's only 18, so she might be a little whore in training. Okay, I'm just saying it straight up, man. But you know what I mean? Because I know how these women are, man. All right. I was 18 once. All right. And a lot of these 18-year-old women, okay, they don't be fully slutted out. Not all of them, but they be on their way. So who knows what type of wickedness this woman has done to receive a judgment like this, man. Okay. All right. It says to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home. You see, a lot of you women, this is how a lot of you women are getting involved in all of these goddamn conflicts, man. Okay. You women want to be out at the bar, go to all of these different events all the goddamn time. Okay. Las Vegas, Miami, all of that shit, first and foremost, is folly. Okay. It's just a bunch of drunk ass niggas with ego, and drunk and alcohol and ego. Okay, that's a mix made in hell. All right. I've been out at the bar, okay, in different environments where it's a lot of people, okay, and I've seen countless times where niggas just start fighting, women just start fighting, and it be the stupidest shit in the world. Hey nigga, you bumped into me, man, at the bar. You bumped into me over there. What the fuck, nigga? You got a problem? You know? But, you know, these ain't the times, man, to you know, be getting all riled up over stupid, ignorant, you know, reasons of altercation, man, because, you know, we're living in a time of mass judgment, man. All right. You could be out somewhere, you know, getting into it with some nigga, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, for some little ass reason, and then the motherfucker pull out a gun, man. You know what I'm saying? Or for a reason, or for this, look at her, you know, got acid thrown on her face. Okay. Living in some dark, evil times, man. These people ain't got no mercy. The scriptures in Matthew says the love of many shall wax cold, man. Meaning that people are not going to have no mercy on each other, man. Okay. People are not going to use logic anymore. Okay. They're going to resort to, you know, drastic measures, man, when they feel threatened. It says, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own parents, that the word of God be not blasphemed. All right. Let's get another scripture. This is Titus 3:2. It says to speak evil of no man, to be no brawlers. You see? But gentle, shewing all meekness unto all men. Okay. And a woman, okay, she's definitely supposed to fall in line with a scripture like this, man. All right. Not being a brawler. Okay. Let's get that word. All right. What is a brawler? A person who engages in rough or noisy fights or quarrels, especially habitually. Yeah. Okay, and that's the modern woman, all about strife and contention. Okay, noisy fights. That's what you see on the internet. You be seeing these, these black women. It'd be like 6 of them just fighting in the street. This fucking all out rumble brawl, man. Okay, that shit looks ridiculous, man. Okay, and what it is a lot of you women, okay, you've never been taught to be women. You've never been taught to actually be a lady. Okay, you've been taught since a little girl that when something frustrates you, okay, resort to violence. All right, that's how your mama handled situations. That's how her mama handled situations. That's how your sisters have handled the situations. You know what I'm saying? You've never been taught to handle things as a female, okay? Because meekness is a that's a state of humility right there, man. Okay, that's humility. All right. And a lot of you women, okay, you don't have no humility. Okay, and you end up in these, deadly situations. All right, engaging in this goddamn physical combat. Okay, thinking that it's cute, thinking that you proved a point. All right, and then next thing you know, you're laid up on a hospital bed. Okay, eating through tubes, man. Okay, a lot of you women need to sit the fuck down, man. All right, sit down, man. All right, this is Zephaniah 3 and 5. It says the just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. Okay? Yeah, this is the time of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai's judgment, man. Okay? So anybody that's out of order, okay, the situation can turn, it can go from 0 to 100, man, real fast, man. All right? You don't want to play with the Lord's judgment, man. You don't want to play with, all right, being outside of the boundary of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, okay, in this time period, man. Okay? And this woman, all right, more than likely, okay, she got this judgment because she didn't have any shame. Okay? Because it's a shame for a woman to be out here fighting in the streets, man. All right? Me personally, man, I as far as like a romantic relationship, I would never take a woman serious, if she tells me that she's always fighting, because I've met women like that. I've dealt with women like that. Yeah, I just got into a fight with this one bitch, and it's always some new bitch that she trying to fight. Always somebody that got a problem with her. Why the fuck all these people got a problem with you, man? All right? Why can't you leave it alone? All right? I would never take no woman serious that's just always trying to fight. Okay? And I don't think any real man would, man. Okay? I don't think any real man would. All right? And Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai don't want you Israelite women out here fighting and brawling like that, man. Okay? Leave that to the men. And even the men, we got to be circumspect, man. We don't just be out here just fighting and risking our lives for nothing. Okay? For an example, man, I like to think of myself as a trained fighter. I know certain forms of martial arts. I'm just keeping it real. That's what I train throughout the week. I go to the gyms and train, and, I would consider myself a martial artist. I think about when I think about, getting into altercations out here with these people on the streets. All right. One thing that scares me is, okay, what if I hit somebody too damn hard? Okay. And I knock them out and then they don't wake up. Right. Or what if I kick somebody too goddamn hard? Okay. And give this motherfucker a brain bleed or something like that, right? And the next thing you know, I'm going to prison, okay, for a situation that more than likely probably could have been, avoided in the first place, man. So when I'm out here, I'm not saying that I'm not, I don't get into, certain little altercations with people, but my first line of defense is to quell the situation with logic and reasoning first, man. Okay. And that's how we should be in the truth, man. We shouldn't always just be so quick to try to get violent physically, man. Okay. We got to learn how to use the spirit. All right. And to apply wisdom. All right. When we feel tested and frustrated. All right. And a lot of these women, they don't have no damn wisdom. Okay. So that's how they end up in situations like this. Okay. Because they're out of order. They're unruly. All right. So Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson.